All right, so I got a new gadget to try. I thought it'd be a pretty good idea. I did kind of my weekly or bi-weekly run to Costco, and they always kind of got cool stuff. A lot of it's junk, but the cool thing is they got a great return policy. So if it sucks, you take it back. In this case, I got a little rechargeable tire inflator. It is Fanttik. I don't know, whatever. It was $40 at the local Costco in Charlottesville. It says 150 psi max, and it says here car mode. Can we read that? I don't know. Anyway, car mode 4 to 6 times, motorcycle 13 times, bike 26 times, a ball like a basketball 50, in manual mode 3 to 150 psi. I don't know. So it looks like we should be able to set the pressure we're looking for, and it'll just quit when it gets there, I guess. I haven't opened this yet. I just pulled the plastic off. It comes with the air inflator, a tube, a USB charger, a needle valve adapter, I'm assuming for the bikes, a Schrader valve adapter for cars, user manual, and an accessory bag. It weighs 1,000 grams. So, not really sure. 2 pounds. I don't know. I used to have all that crap memorized. USB-C input, USB-A output. Discharging temperature, it's got something to do with the battery, I'm sure. Says it goes up to 80 decibels. It's kind of loud. Pressure range 3 to 150. Charging temperature 45, 10, negative 10 to 45 C, whatever. So we've got the old Ford there. That front passenger tire is down to 40 psi from 60. Those are 265, 75, 16 tires. It's kind of a beefy Goodyear Wrangler quasi, not mud terrain, kind of like an AT/mud. So a little aggressive tire, but those load range, those 10 plies on these diesels for towing, they typically run at a higher pressure. So it was at 60, it's at 40, according to the old Cobalt. So get this out of the package and we'll give them a whack. All right, so this is the unit. I don't know, it seems pretty straightforward. It's got a little pluggy plug, that's where the hose goes in. This is where you charge it, turn on all that other stuff. So we're gonna see just how easy this is. Fairly straightforward. Hopefully we get us a good seal. And I got this because I thought it'd be good to keep in the cars if it actually works. Buy a few of them. And we need a Schrader valve because that's the kind of valve you use in your typical bicycle or motorcycle tire. I don't know what this shit's at. Oh, that's just a needle valve for a ball. So let's see here. Actually, it looks like we're cooking with gas with what we have. So I'm going to put this in the bag. Little itty bitty, really cheap charging cord. But it comes with a nice, neat little bag. Put all that stuff in there. So you could probably keep like a little plug kit and stuff in here too, and be a pretty handy dandy little dude. All right, so we're gonna turn it on. Press and hold maybe. Okay. So we are about 3 out of 4 bars, call it 75% charged, and we're going to see what we can do with that. It's set for 35 psi. I hope that I'm lined up there. I can't really see because of the glare. 35, and I'm assuming that's where we're at, or where we're going, where we want to get, and where we're at. So we're going to set this for 60, and then we'll also see how accurate it is. So that's what we want. We're going to screw it on to our valve stem. There's a good seal. It says we are at 42, if you can see that. Let's see here. Come on, get over there. Stay there. There we go. Well, maybe. So we're gonna try to. Oh, son of a gun! I'm gonna try to get you closer here. So we're at 45 pounds. So we've 46 pounds. So we've gone up a little bit. It's been about 2 minutes. Maybe not even quite that. And you know, it's going to be quite the ask for this little compressor to run this up another 15 pounds. That's a big tire, holds a lot of air, and it's under a higher pressure than, like, say, a car tire. Car tires run at 32, anywhere from 28 to 35 psi, and they don't hold nearly as much air. So depending on how it does with this guy here, if it can do just this, that's pretty decent. And I don't have a car to test it on because we only have trucks. And this is kind of worst case scenario anyway. So if it can do this, then probably doing okay. And it's about 85 degrees outside right now. There's 48 pounds according to that. It's dancing around a little bit, but not bad. All right, so that's 3.5 minutes, and it's up to 51 pounds according to that. And we've lost 1 bar on the battery. We don't, of course, I don't know how much of that, how close to 75% it was at. But yeah, we're at 52 now. I mean, that's doing okay. So we'll give it another couple minutes and see where it's at. All right, so that's now 4.5 minutes, and it's 55 pounds. So we only have 5 pounds left. It's still at 2 bars on the battery. So we'll give it another 1.5, 2 minutes and see where we're at. It seems to be about 3 to 4 psi per minute, it seems like, which is really, really good for something like this. All right, we're in the home stretch. We're at 58 pounds. It's warm for sure, and it's kind of hot there. I'm assuming that's probably where that piston's at. And it's down to 1 bar on the battery. We're at 58 pounds, and that's at 7 minutes. So honestly, that's pretty dang good. I mean, filling that tire up like that's pretty decent. But 59. Give it another minute. I bet you it'll be done. All right, so it quit right after I paused the last time, and I got a feeling it's got like a temperature safety cutoff because it's pretty warm. Yeah. Oh no, it just didn't want to overinflate it, so we'll give it a little bit extra. It's still on its last battery, but honestly, I kind of like this thing, and especially you don't have to carry a full-on compressor around and stuff like that. So we'll give it a little bit. All right, so I bumped it up to 62, and it brought it up to 60. So let's see where we're at on the old. Yeah, so it's a little bit off. So it's got it at 56.5. Let's try it again. Yep, yeah. So it was at 60 on this, regardless of what's going on in there. We still need to be at 60 on that. So let's give it a whack. All right, it keeps shutting off. It's either that it doesn't have enough juice to do it. That was at 61. Or it's got like a high temperature safety switch. It still says 56.5. So it didn't get any air from that last, but let's we can analyze it from there. All right, so it is quite warm. That's more than likely what the deal is. But anyway, you can kind of make it out that it's, it's got 1 bar left. We hit 61 psi on this. Now, granted, it's only on that Cobalt pressure gauge is 56 and a half. So that's a increase of 16.5. Um, and honestly, that's a lot of air in that tire. So 16.5 psi in that tire is nowhere near or close to what it'll be in a Toyota Camry. It should be able to do a couple Camry or close to that tires. Now you get into your big vehicles like this, and if you get one out of it, you're doing okay. The caveat to it is if you can do it in the shade, because it definitely got hot, and I'm assuming that that's what caused it to stop. It's not dead. It hasn't given up the ghost. It's just saying enough's enough for right now. But you can kind of see the size, the weight. I really think it's quite the winner. For $40, that's cheap insurance, and the bag's big enough to fit a small plug kit. It's got a little light. It's not a phenomenal light, but it's a light nevertheless. You can charge your phone off of it, and you can charge it going down the road. That's the other thing, is if you've got power to your car, you've got a compressor, theoretically. But anyway, I like it, for $40. I think, especially, it's onboard air is always going to be better. A full-on compressor is always going to be better. But in an emergency, this isn't bad. We got a flat tire in Yellowstone. No, Teton, sorry. In Teton, a number of years ago. And we were way back off, and I had my compressor and a plug kit and yada yada. So I fixed it then and there. But if I wouldn't have had a compressor, but a full-on compressor, but if I'd have had something like, it's got an intermittent deal. There it goes. Is that off? Yeah. So anyway, this would have worked. It would have got me, 15, 20, 25 pounds, maybe, on a smaller tire for sure. But even on a truck tire, 15 pounds, 16 pounds will get you to the shop. You're not going to shred your tire unless you get up to crazy highway speeds. But anyway, I think for $40, and if it craps out, Costco take it back. But for cheap insurance, this thing, I'm actually pretty impressed. That's a big tire. That's a lot of pressure. It's hot out. It's like 90. That was full in the sun, 85, 90 degrees. So honestly, I think this Fanttik, whatever the hell that is, and this is an S100 Apex. I'll keep an eye on them at Costco, and if they go on, the stupid sale that a lot of this kind of stuff hits, I'll probably buy a couple of them. So yeah, if anything, you got an emergency phone charger, emergency light. You can charge it going down the road, charge your phone, yada yada. I kind of like it. So yeah, I think it's a winner.